Hey there, I'm Sully, and as always, welcome to the Gun Club. Today, got an interesting little change of pace. We're going to be talking about a little firearms review. This is going to be part one of the review of the new Smith and Wesson folding pistol carbine that came out. It's been out since about February of 2023. Caught my eye, was kind of interested. Tried to get my hands on one. Actually, it was kind of interesting. It's been a little bit difficult to get my hands on one. Went to a few of the local stores, including one of the local big statewide big box dealers, and they would tell me they got 3, 4, 5 in, and they were gone within a few days. Finally, was able to get someone take my name down and send me an email when it came in. Went out and picked one up and brought it home, and going to go over a little bit about the specs of it today and what all you get, sort of the quickie on it. And then part two is going to be taking it out to the range and my reaction and my response to what I think of shooting it. Now, this is sort of a redo of part one video because we had a lot of audio problems with the other part one video. So we're going to do this today. And then again, part two is going to be a live stream shot later on, which I'll link in somewhere down in the description. Now, first off, we got to talk about what is a pistol caliber carbine, or what is a folding pistol carbine. Okay, a carbine, by definition, is a rifle length firearm that fires a cartridge or a caliber typically associated with a pistol. A lot of them you'll see are 9 millimeters. Sometimes you'll see them in 40 Smith and Wesson or 45 ACP. Kind of way to think of it is a cross between a rifle and a pistol. What happens if a rifle and a pistol had a baby? Well, it looks like the rifle, but it shoots like the pistol. Kind of, sort of, maybe. Now, the interesting thing is carbines, you can find pluses and minuses and goods and bads. And you can find people on here who will tell you, everything about a carbine. Is it great? Is it wonderful? Is it the next great thing? Or it's awful, it's hideous, it's no good, it's rotten. That's going to be up to your choice. Does it fit the niche? Does it do what you want it to do? Another way to look at it is, and I told someone this the other day, I've got my little iPhone here. Now, this iPhone is, a phone. I carry it with me pretty much everywhere I go. Great. If I was looking at something on here and I decided, well, I wanted something bigger than an iPhone, but not quite as big as a full MacBook. You mean like an iPad? Sort of halfway between. Now, an iPad would look a lot like my iPhone, except it would be bigger, but it wouldn't have all the capacity of, say, a MacBook or a MacBook Air. Now, if I'm trying to type up a college term paper or do a bunch of research, doesn't have the keyboard, or I could probably add one on. Not really going to have the capacity of the laptop or the MacBook. On the other side of the coin, if I was wanting to watch videos such as this video, hey, get a bigger screen, get to, a little bit better visual than you would on this. So again, the same way an iPad or an iPad Pro, the tablet is between what this is and what a full-size MacBook is. Does it fit your niche? Now, for years when I was working, doing a lot of tech work for EMS at the agency I worked at, I had to carry a lot of operators' manuals with me for cardiac monitors, for programming them, for programming stretchers, programming different computer systems, programming the truck routers. It was really, really handy to have my iPad because I could load all the tech manuals into one iPad. And instead of carrying around a bunch of books, I had a reference guide or a series of reference books with me in my truck when I went to a station. Whatever they were having problems with, whatever needed programmed, I had the tech book there. I had all my notes there. It was kind of nice to have. It was a lot easier to pull it up on that than it was on the phone. It was also quicker than trying to pull it all up on a laptop. So again, the iPad's sort of the in-between niche. It worked great for me for what I was doing. Now, why would someone want a pistol caliber carbine? Well, we can go with the pluses and minuses on it. And again, it's going to be very much dependent as to what you want from the firearm. Now, once we go through this, I'll tell you a little bit about what my thoughts with the firearm were. Some of the pros. It's going to be smaller and lighter than a lot of rifles. Okay. The ammo can be shared with pistols. I have quite a few 9mm. I also have quite a few Smith and Wesson 9mm. I can share, ammunition and possibly some of my magazines from this to the other. Now, the longer barrel is going to give me more velocity and more accuracy, better aiming potential than a handgun. So again, there's its pluses. Now, it's firing a pistol round. One con is it's going to be larger, heavier, and bulkier than a pistol. My Smith and Wesson Shield or M&P, with a 15-round mag is going to be a lot smaller, more compact. But it's also going to have less stopping power than the rifle because it doesn't have the full-size rifle cartridge like you'd have from an AR and, say, 5.56 or 300 Blackout. Now, pistol cartridges, some of them aren't really designed for the velocities you get out of a 16-inch carbine barrel because, again, it's a full-size rifle barrel. So you may have different results with how well it expands or doesn't expand. Does the round perform as well as it would out of, say, a 5 to 6 inch, 4-inch pistol barrel? So there are pluses and minuses. But as much as we can say, well, a plus is it's smaller and lighter than a lot of rifles, but it doesn't have the stopping power. So is it a rifle that's underpowered, or is it a too big pistol, or I don't know. Okay, let's go to another look at it. Well, it can use pistol ammunition, less expensive to shoot with. You can carry it a lot of places you wouldn't carry a rifle. Ammunition's cheaper. Ammunition's readily available. Again, may work, may not. And this has got to be a you decision if this is something you're looking for. Now, my thought process on it. Not only, the carbine idea is okay. I'm fine with that to a point, but I'll go one step further past that carbine idea. Beyond the carbine idea, this is a folding carbine. So it's a rifle that can be folded down and made ultra small, mini kind of sort of. So here we are. We have the Smith and Wesson FPC, or folding pistol carbine. Now, again, this is Smith and Wesson's first little drive down the road into Carbineville, into Folding Gunville, and it looks a little bit different. And it had some unique, interesting features on it. And the more I looked at it, the more I became curious about it and said, I'd like to see how it shoots. I'd like to take it out and play with it a little bit. I'd like to see what this thing's all about. So I went out and bought one. Now, fully unfolded, full length, it's about 30.4 inches. So just over 30 inches, not quite 30 and a half inches. When it's folded down, it's just over 16 and a half inches. So when you look at 16 and a half inches and it's folded side to side, just sort of folds in on itself, could you honestly put that in an 18-inch toolbox wrapped in a wool blanket, put a lock on it, and have it as a campsite gun? Now, it's going to give you a little bit more firepower. It's got weight, 5 pounds empty. It's going to give you a lot more firepower than you would have out of a standard 9mm sidearm. Even if you're wearing a full-frame 9mm sidearm, like Smith 915, say, cover you 15 rounds, well, maybe be a little bit better. You'd get a little more velocity out of it. Could be something interesting. So again, still kind of intriguing. As a small, again, more powerful than a pistol, more firepower than a pistol, but able to take a lot of places at a 16-inch length. Well, still kind of interesting. There's how it is. It basically has a thumb release on the right side. You can sort of see sticking out there at the break, and it just folds side to side on itself, and the barrel locks into the charging handle when it comes back and is side to side with each other. Now, what all do you get with this? Well, first off, one interesting feature is it's got a mag holder built into the buttstock of the rifle. It will hold 2 magazines back there, and it locks them in. There's a little release there you can see on the underside that when you hit the button, you can release one of the magazines, but otherwise it's locked in there. So if you just grab the weapon, you'll have whatever magazine is present in the weapon plus the other two locked into the buttstock. So very readily available. Kind of nice to fold up and stow and pack somewhere. Let's say you're taking it camping. Let's say you're going backpacking somewhere. Would 16.5 inches fit in the average backpack? Quite well. Let's say you're going out camping somewhere. You may not have room in a tent for a full frame AR-15. You may not have room for everything else, but when you look at it, it's about 16.5 inches long, 5 inches wide. This thing could fit very easily. And the nice thing is, when it's folded in half, it's not able to be fired at all. So it's rendered almost 100% safe just by folding it in half. You cannot have a negligent discharge or an accidental discharge from a folded rifle. It's very easily. That's safe unfolded. It's not so safe. It also has a crossbar safety on the trigger, but just from folding it in half renders it safe, double safe, but it can be easily deployed. So again, food for thought. Another thing I like, and I'm really looking at the way they designed this, the mag holster that's built into the buttstock there. You'll notice that protects the business end of the lip of the feed ramp area of the magazines. Where that magazine has to interface with the firearm to adequately feed ammunition, that end of the magazine is down in there and very well protected. We all know if you get a magazine that gets lips bent on it or jammed or dented, misconfigured in some way after years of use, what happens? Well, we start having feeding issues. If we get a bunch of crud down in those magazines, we can get a bunch of feeding issues. Well, this protects the business end of the magazines really well. And so that way, again, they can be in there, protected. The business end is fine. As far as the end that's sticking out, the bottom end of the magazines, heck, those can be cracked and held together with duct tape. As long as the follower spring is still going to push the round up to the top, it's got to be at the right angle to feed. We know what end is important on these. We can hold these together with Gorilla Glue if we have to. Now let's look a little further. It comes with 3 magazines, 2 23-round mags and 1 17-round mag. Okay, kind of a nice assortment. The 17-round fits in fairly flush, and the 2 23-round mags extend down, but as you can see, they have the little patented little Smith lock there, so it holds in place really well. Also comes with a safety lock and chamber flag and some other goodies. It even comes with this cutesy little thing. Let's see if I can find it here. I know I had it on my desk for a couple days, and here we are. Comes with a nice manual how to take care of it and break it down and do all sorts of things with it. Also comes with this wonderful California grade firearms warning. Now, I didn't bother to read the California grade firearms warning because, well, I'm not from California and I know not to. Don't lick the gun. Okay, you see where we're going. So, yeah, it came with a nice little operator's manual and some goodies there. Also came with 4 interchangeable backstrap panels to get the best fit in your hand, make it feel right, make it feel good. Now, as far as it went, the one that was on there when it was there seemed to fit pretty well in my hand. Hadn't had a chance to play with all of them and really experiment a lot. But again, they included that in just to give you the best possible options. Onwards and upwards. The case. Now, the case is something I really like. Now, I put a lot of pictures on here of the case, and the reason I did, I want you to look at both sides of the case. And it's not so much what you see, but it's what you don't see. You don't see Smith and Wesson S&W Performance, S&W M&P 2.0, Performance Center, Smith and Wesson Firearms, Smith and Wesson American Tradition. It doesn't say I have a gun in me anywhere on it. The case is a perfect gray man case. We all know what I mean when I say gray man. It fits in anywhere. Now, when you open it up, you see it's got nice, Velcro straps to hold the firearm in place very securely, protect it well. On the opposite side, it's got 4 Velcro pockets, each of which is very well padded. So again, very nicely designed case, both interior with lots and lots of storage. And again, all that storage with the magazines clipped into the buttstock and the 17 round mag in the weapon. You've got plenty of storage in there for whatever you may want to put in there. The nice part is on the outside of the case, there's nothing that says it's a gun. There's nothing that says, oh, battle ready, battle tested, anything like that. I could honestly put that case over my shoulder and go strolling through anywhere, and it looks kind of like a bulky computer case or maybe an electronics case. Might be about the size you'd put a PlayStation in or something like that. But honestly, you could put that over your shoulder and go strolling through the local shopping mall, and nobody would be going, he's got a gun, he's got a pew pew. That to me was a big deal. And I'll tell you why. Personally, I know what I carry. I know I like to carry. I know I carry a lot of things. I don't need anyone else to know I'm carrying. I love the fact that when Smith designed this case, they designed it to be a gray man case. You think about it, if this happens to be visible behind the seat of a vehicle or behind in the back of a SUV or something else, someone can see the case and they can think it's whatever the heck they may think it is. They may think, you could probably put markings on here that said first aid kit on it or highway road triangles, but it hides in plain sight. It doesn't say steal this, it's got a gun in it. Now, when you look at those two 23 round mags and the 17 round mag coming out of that case, you've got a total of 63 rounds of 9mm ammunition, plus whatever you want to put in the pouches next to it. If you want to put any other goodies in there, you can. Really haven't found anything that I really needed to put in there yet. May in time find something. Who knows? But maybe put a quick IFAK kit in there or something like that. Could be interesting. The thing I love, again, you'd never know from looking at that case what it is. So got to give them a lot of credit for that one. That's something that, personally, I understand manufacturers want to be proud of their stuff and they want to put all their goodies on their stuff. But, I'd love to have things be a little bit less obvious about anything else. I don't put stickers all over the windows. I don't go out in public wearing, S&W Performance t-shirts. Don't want anyone to know. This case, no one would know. You can honestly walk through your local mall with it. No one would have a clue. So definitely Smith, very well done on the case. I'll give you an A+ on that. As far as being a blend-in gray man case, you did it well. Now, on the firearm, across the top, it's got a full Picatinny rail from the start of the barrel to the end of it. That pick rail, you can attach all kinds of goodies on, and as you'll see, you might need to. On the side and the bottom of it, it's got full M-lock all the way down. It's also got the threaded barrel on the end that comes with a protective cap. Now, this does not have any type of muzzle device, muzzle brake, flash hider, suppressor, whatever on the end of it. It does have the threads there, so you can figure out if you want to put something on the end of it or not. When we go back and we look at the case, just remember anything we put on the end of it, it might make it a little bit harder to get it to hide in plain sight as well. I'll blow this up for you, give you a better look at the case. You've got a little bit of room on the end there to play with, but not a whole heck of a lot. So, okay, we'll see what we can do with that. Personally, don't know if I'll need to add anything to it or not. Now, there is one thing I did have to add to it, and that is sights. Now, there's a couple ways to look at this. Sights not included. When we say not included, I mean quite literally, that is the firearm as you see it there. As you will notice, there's not really a front or rear sight of any kind on said beast. No front or rear. How you? Yeah. Now there's a couple schools of thought. School of thought number one, I was like, okay, guys, they need to step up the game a little bit, put some kind of sight on the damn thing for me. But on the other side of the coin, not having a sight on there might drop the cost of it a little bit. And why put something on there that everyone's going to want to instantly take off? Why not just run it a little bit cheaper and you put what you want on there? Because you've got some good options as far as sight options go. But the thing is, if you get it, you're going to have to sort of figure that out. Now, my options, I came up with two choices. First one was from Olight, rechargeable combination light laser. It's actually designed for a pistol, designed to go under the front strap of a pistol in front of the trigger guard. But a green light laser also puts out 4,400 lumens of light, weighs in at about 3 ounces. It is rechargeable with a magnet charger. Costs about 125. I think I picked it up from Amazon. You can find different things like that. Again, the pick rail made it a 5-second job to snap it on there. So, okay, that was an option. It was an option that worked. Another option was I went through my box and I had some Magpul sights that had come on a previous AR. Now, the cost on those, if you were buying them at the store, probably be 60, 70 bucks for the set of those. Now, although, twice the cost, about twice the cost to get the laser light for what I was using it for a quick, compact all-in-one, okay, it seemed like a winner to me. The other thing I like about it is that little Olight, it comes with, it's a magnet clip-on charger that charges off any USB port. If you're going to use this as a camping, knock around, truck gun kind of thing, it's kind of nice to be able to charge your laser light off of any USB port. Especially nowadays, a lot of us carry the little solar phone chargers. Well, that little solar phone charger has a USB on it. I can now charge the laser light sight from this off of any USB port, including a solar pack. So I decided to go with that. The Magpul, as a backup, is definitely an idea. Again, you'll have to decide what you want to use it for. If you're using it for, leaving the truck gun, you recharge it once a month or so, see how it feels, see what you think. Play with both of them. They're all good options. Now, as far as weight wise, and I think weight's a big deal we have here. The firearm empty runs in at about 5 pounds. Now, if I added the laser light in there, it's 3.4 ounces. The 17 round mag was another 10 ounces and change. That comes to 94 ounces, total of like 5.8 pounds. Now, each of the 23 round mags adds another 14 ounces to it. So if I take it full with all three mags, 63 rounds total, that's going to run me up to about 7.6 pounds. Now, how does 7.6 pounds stack up to anything else? Well, a 16-inch AR, the average one, with just a 30-round mag, with no extra optics, flashlight, toys, or anything else on it, comes in about 7.5 to 7.6 pounds. So your weight-wise would be comparable to an AR with 130-round mag with no lighting stuff on it, no fancy sights, just iron sights. Again, weight-wise, come in about the same. That one's got 30 rounds of rifle ammunition. This one's got 63 rounds, 9mm pistol ammunition. This one's got the laser light on it. That one doesn't yet, but again, you can put that on there. It's not a big deal. It's a 3-ounce change. But this one will fit in a 16.5-inch space by 5 behind the seat of your pickup truck. A lot of people talk about, what kind of gun or what they'd have for a bug out bag. Okay. I understand, a bug out bag if the great apocalypse hits. Now, if I'm standing in front of the home gun safe and I've got the choice of anything there because the great zombie apocalypse is upon us, this probably would not be my first choice, honestly. I've got a few other things that probably have a little bit more firepower. And if I'm at home, I probably have plenty of magazines loaded up with various cartridges and, various things that I could use. But what if I'm not at home standing in front of the gun safe? What if I'm out who knows where in my vehicle? Now I've got my shield, say, on me, and I've got a 8-round magazine in it, and a couple of 10-round magazines in the glove box or on my belt. And I need something more than that because of the great zombie apocalypse. I need something more to get home, to get to the family, to get to the big wall gun safe, to get to the other toys. If I want something more than just the standard sidearm I carry day to day, would this fit that bill? If I needed something that, well, I need more than an 8-shot magazine, I need more than 8-shot with a 10-shot reload. Oh, well, I want something where my ammunition is mutually compatible over to my shield and my M&P 2.0. Would this gun do that? Yeah. Would this be something that's small enough and easily concealable enough that it could be um, put up somewhere in my truck behind the seat or in a spare tire well or something else and pulled out and used in case of emergency? Yeah, it's definitely, again, a niche gun. If you're looking for something that's, again, small enough you can have it with you all the time, doesn't really fit the whole, oh my God, he's got an AR, because everyone knows what a big rifle case looks like. Ain't nobody going to recognize this little thing. Again, it depends what you're looking for. Overall, I think it's interesting. I think it's an interesting design. I like the folding design. I know there are a couple of others out there with a similar design. I've got a friend of mine's got a sub 2000, I believe, is Caltech, and he seemed to like it. And we're going to probably take him out at some point and compare the two of them. For now, again, I think Smith has done something different, unique, a little change of pace. I'm big believer in Smiths, as you might have guessed. Date back to one of my first firearms was Smith 686, back when I was on the road 11 years ago. And I still even have my old 686 with my wraparound Packmeyers on it. So it is what it is. Not going to say it's great. Not going to say it's perfect. Not going to say it's going to save the world. But could it fit a niche for you? Could it fit a niche in your collection? We'll see. Till then, folks, be smart, be safe, take care of yourself. Have a wonderful day. You take care, and I'll be seeing you in part 2 when we talk about how this thing shoots. That's the real test, isn't it? Bye.